Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Mate, Sonny, what's that sweet jacket you got on there, mate?
I wasn't wearing it. I was actually wearing my merch. I was wearing that. But then I saw Kurt. I saw Kurt wearing the arena trackie, and I thought, I want to be in the cool gang.
Yeah. Megs, where's your microphone? Are you on mute?
Yeah,
Megs is on mute. Yeah, she's on mute. Yeah. Mute. Yeah, it's okay.
Kurt's
Don't worry about
a double microphone. He's got a microphone on his headphones and a microphone on his. Wow.
It's true. This is the podcast mic, and this is the commentary mic. So
commentary mic.
What's just that? Come off.
Or sure.
This one's Rode.
Yeah,
and
then the
this one, I'm not sure
headphones.
this one is.
I'm not sure.
But the headphones is I just come off commentating the European Water Polo Championships actually from my living room. So that was quite fun.
Interesting.
So well, it's good to see everybody. We're back again, eh? Love this.
Yeah. No, Nate. Back. I like Nate. I feel like we're a man down.
Yeah, where is Nate? I love Nate too. What's going on with Nate?
He set it all up. He told us the time we're going live and then said, yeah, I'm not coming.
Oh, God love him. When's Meg's going to get that microphone fired up? We need to hear from her. What's happening?
We heard it before we went live, and then whatever happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Before you
Meg's, go to your settings. I don't know what's happening back there.
Fully involved.
Azure Baidan, is that where she is? What's it called?
Azerbaijan,
No one knows.
Oh, there it is. She's back. She's back.
Is that better?
We can hear you, so it's infinitely better. Yeah, we couldn't hear you. Now we can.
Yeah, way better.
Okay. Is it clear? Am I good to go?
Crystal.
Clear as crystal.
What kind of jacket you got on today? What is this?
Me, I'm sponsored. Oh, I'm sponsored by Kathmandu, Aussie brand. It's amazing. Also sponsored by Amiga. So
you got the Amiga sponsorship too, hey? You and the Purple Dragon.
No, he's with. Is he Amiga or is it? Tag.
Tag. Yeah. Watch is a watch.
Oh, Amiga's official swimming timing, I think, is always good.
Yeah, the Olympics and stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
look at this.
Look at us all branded out.
Yeah.
What's this?
It's my European record.
Oh
wow!
Yeah. It's got my name on it. Look.
Wow, that's interesting. They just give those to anyone, hey? That's brilliant.
No, I swam fast enough and broke the previous record. You know, Darian Townsend had the previous world record, and our team beat it.
Gary Townsend.
Yeah, it was Texas Aquatics, Texas Ford Aquatics. They had the previous world record. We smoked it 3 seconds.
Is that because of Sprint Revolution? Is that why you won?
We just had a good team, you know. Like I stepped in on the butterfly leg, just got the job
done.
You
split?
You know, the team was really good, Meg.
All right, we don't need to talk about splits. Don't worry about it.
Sonny, I like this jacket, but it's covering up the real estate behind it, mate. You're looking fit right now, dude. You're looking fit, I tell you.
I'm climbing in my long pants every day, Brett. Brett, I'm taking you climbing. We're going to go bouldering in Doha.
We're going bouldering in Doha. So for those that don't know, Sonny and I are officially going to be rooming together in Doha at the World Championships in a couple of weeks.
I can't wait for this content. It's going to be spicy.
Yeah, we just do content. That's what we're doing.
So much content.
Like it.
Doha
I like
content.
it.
I love it. It's
And
be
snuggles.
like, you know when they when they're watching the NFL, maybe you guys don't know this. They're watching the NFL lately, and then they'll pan up into the stands to see Taylor Swift. That's what they're going to do the Worlds with Sonny and I. We're just going to pan up, and Sonny and I are just going to be, you know.
Are you going to like scull a beer? Isn't that what someone did the other day that I saw? Yeah, chest open. I want to see abs
chugging
out.
beers
Sonny.
in Doha.
Just doing the 50 freestyle going wild. It's going wild.
Do it. I want to see wild.
Yeah,
That'll be
Doha
good.
wild.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well,
Kurt, you got anything going on for the World Championships? You doing any commentary?
No, I couldn't get in, unfortunately. A bit political, but we, a bit frustrating.
Who does it for World Aquatics?
I think it's kind of changed now. So World Aquatics is hiring their own they do the hiring and firing of the announcers and commentators rather than an external company. So I guess I just assume that if you're in with them, then you're in. So they probably stick with the same team. Tried to get into the water polo side of it, but no, not to be. So, oh well, we've to fight another day. Try again. It's frustrating, but yeah,
Crazy.
we'll see. I don't know.
Meagen and Kurt together. You guys have got to get together on this.
They need a female voice for sure, I think. Also,
you guys just need to go live on this and just pump it out yourself.
Just keep working hard.
Put your own stuff out there. That's what I do. I just put my own stuff.
I like it.
You know,
I like it a lot.
You can wait for someone else to come and tell you to do
Knock on
something,
your
or you
door.
just go and do it yourself. And it's like, that's what I figured out. Just do it yourself. Why not?
Boom.
Yeah.
Brett found the upload button and has never looked back.
Yeah. I just found buy. You know, I got it all coming. It's all coming. Oh man. So what's happening? I got fired up yesterday. I was looking at the team actually for Doha for the US that they put out some team. I find it kind of embarrassing, you know, like, and this isn't anything against the swimmers who have put their hand up. I mean, congratulations for you guys. And there's some legitimate people on, I don't even know if you call it a team. It's you know, it feels like a World Cup event where, you know, some people have volunteered to go and swim at the World Cup. It's not really a US team. I mean, they don't even have a coaching staff, really. They have a couple of people that have volunteered to go out, a couple of people that have volunteered to go and swim at this thing. But, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of embarrassing, isn't it, Kurt?
I think you just got to be careful with victim blaming. Who are we blaming here? We're going to blame the swimmers that aren't going, or we're going to blame World Aquatics because the thing has turned into what I would call a world swimming in-season tournament is really what it is for those that follow the NBA, and they did the in-season tournament this year. And the thing is a joke. Like, and it's, I don't want to blame the athletes. Like, the athletes that go, good luck to them. There's big prize money there, 20, and there had to be big prize money there because if there was no prize money, probably no one would have gone. So we've spoken about this before. World Aquatics is caught between a rock and a hard place on the blowback from COVID. This is a World Championships that I know me personally, who cares what my opinion is, but like, it's better off not having, but they have to have it anyway. And what is it? Three World Championships in 19 months or something? And then we've got another World Championships next year.
Kurt, you said your opinion doesn't matter, but like if you look at the opinions of the US swimming, if you look at Australian swimming or Swimming Australia, whatever you want to call them, if you look at any of the big teams, they've all got the same opinion of you. They don't really want to go. I mean, they've made it blatantly obvious. They haven't verbally said it, but they've basically said, we're just going to send a team of volunteers, whoever wants to go to this thing. It's not really, they're not sending a US team. You know, they're not sending an Australian team. They're just sending a bunch of people who want to go and swim at a World Cup.
Yeah, and I think of what other choice do you have? Like, you don't. You just got to get through it. You just got to get through it. And it's going to be hard for you guys because you guys are going and you want to support World Aquatics. It supports you, and you want to. Does it hurt the sport a bit? Of course, it hurts the sport because it's a headline product with not the headlines names. So that's super frustrating. But like I said, next year another World Championships in Singapore. So we'll have 4 World Championships in 4 years. Like, talk about diluting the product. Like, it's brutal.
Yeah, Sonny, what do you think about you know, where they're at with this? Why have they done this?
I mean, they had to do it, right? Like
Doha
got the rights, and then because of the sort of after effects of COVID, they pushed one back, and so this is technically the 2023 World Championships because last year was technically the 2021 World Championships, which was postponed because of the Tokyo Olympics. So it had to happen. I think the product's going to be good. There's going to be some fast swims, and actually, when you look at the seed lists that World Aquatics are putting out in some of the events, you know, it's going to fire. Like, look at the top 3 in the 50 breaststroke for women's: Lara Van Niekerk, Ruta Melatite, Benedetta Plato. That's 3 of the fastest
But
in
it's
history.
January. It's February. How fast can these kids go?
So, I mean, I can tell you for a fact that I know
Really
some
fast.
people are going to be very fast,
Yeah.
because there's still a world title. And it's also January. It's like, I mean, it's February, but by the time it comes around, people can manage. People have always managed to swim fast now and swim fast a little bit later, if they want to manage it. And you can be proud and say, hey, we're not going to go and we're going to do it the proper way. And look, if you've got a chance of winning the Olympics this year, then I'm all for that. Do whatever it takes to win the Olympics. But if you're going to the Olympics to come 17th, or you're going to US trials to come 9th, like, freaking go to this, and you can go to this meet. Go to this meet and freaking get a medal, get in the final. Like,
Okay, question.
I think
How many times at this Worlds next month, winning times, will be faster than the winning times at Worlds last year? Any?
I think there might be a few.
It's a fair question. I'll have to analyze that. I like the question
Give
itself.
me a
great
number.
question.
You give me a number.
That's a great question. I reckon 2 or 3 at most. And I thought
I'm
you were
gonna
going
say
to ask
4.
what will be quicker at this meet than the Olympics, in which case
Yeah,
I'd
that's what I
probably
thought
take
too.
0.
Well, they have
Would you go-
50s at this meet, which is there's the there's 0, 50 fly, 50 breast, and 50. But Megs, why can't we get swimming to a point where you can swim fast all the time? Hasn't Katinka proven that?
Yeah, she has. And I think, though, like, coming back to why are some swimmers doing it and why are they not, I feel like it's a very individual choice. And you can analyze it and you can ask your coach and you say, why World Aquatics? Why are you putting this on? Blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I think it's an individual choice. If you want to go there and win money, go for it. If you don't, then don't. Like, it's actually pretty simple. And if you want more racing, then do it. If you want more racing under pressure, because there's prize money, absolutely go for it. If you want to travel more and get used to that, then do it. Like, I know the Aussie swim team are over in Thailand, some of those guys. So they've been there for 3 weeks, but it is a lot of travel if you're backing up for the Olympics. Depends where you are in your training as well. But I think it's a positive thing if you can continue to train and get up at competition and swim to a good level all the time. Like you said, Brett, like Katinka did it, how many World Cups, even if it was short course, doesn't matter. You're still getting used to getting up, probably when you don't feel like it, probably when you're not fully tapered, you're not fully shaved down, but you mentally, I think that maybe some people like confidence. Some swimmers like confident. They might want to be confident going into the Olympics. So Purple Dragon, he's going. We just saw, he signed a deal with Tag, but he's obviously wanting to get as much confidence as he can going into the Olympic Games. So I don't know how much more confidence he can get, but I think it's definitely up to the swimmer if they want to do it, if they want to build their confidence. And they're all doing it for, I'm sure, different reasons. Some might be doing it for prize money. Some might be doing it to get more racing, or some might just be, doing it for numbers. But I think there's no reason why not.
I understand what you're saying too. Like I get it. But I also believe in my heart that it's an old mentality, and it's not a criticism. I just think it's a mentality that we've had in the past, collective mentality, right? When swimming was a once every 4-year event, we have to move beyond this. We have to. If swimming wants to go on to the forefront and contend with other sports and contend for eyeballs and money and sponsorships. I mean, Australian swimming, or Swimming Australia, I keep getting it around the wrong way because they keep changing on me. Swimming Australia don't have a major sponsor, right? Like the number one team in the world doesn't have a major sponsor. And then we sit back and we say, and we blame all these people and we say, why? Well, at the end of the day, if we're not competing on a regular basis with our number one swimmers, then nobody's going to want to sponsor you. Swimming should not be a once every 4-year event. We have to move beyond this idea of this, All
right. Do you want me to go scorched earth on how we're fixing this? First things first. Swimming doesn't need World Aquatics. It doesn't need it. Swimming doesn't need water polo. It doesn't need artistic swimming. It doesn't need diving. Swimming needs swimming. And it should break away from them like yesterday. tennis doesn't need pickleball and it doesn't need ping pong. Why does swimming? And I love these. I worked diving at the Rio Olympics. I've worked, water polo at multiple world championships, European championships. I love these sports, but as a swimming fan and people that love swimming, these other sports are dragging you down. You don't need these sports. Get out on your own for starters and make world swimming and start to focus on swimming events rather than all world aquatics and bring all these other, other sports into it that just not needed.
Scorched earth. I like that. Hey?
Isn't that what ICL tried to do though? Like that was it, right? They tried to go by themselves. I think funding, obviously. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, Tim, we tried that, and swimmers.
We've tried it, right? Like that's them trying to go out on their own. Like ISL, I know it's not a forever thing, and it probably wasn't set up, like world swimming, if you're going to call it that. But I think that's what it tried, and I think funding, you need a bloody big bag of money to do that. But I like it. I like
refining
it. Yeah, I get
you
it.
refine it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know it sounds selfish, but these are desperate times call for desperate measures. This sport that we love so much is dying in front of our eyes. It's dying. It's every 4 years. That meaning gets a little bit less. We've got to fight a little bit harder. Other sports are popping up. Lacrosse is now an Olympic sport. Now tag football is going to become an Olympic sport. Breakdancing is in for one and done in Paris. You need to refine the product. And this is the way to do it. And there's a few other grievances that I have along the way as well. The nationalism side of it grows tiresome. I don't care about USA versus Australia all the time. Maybe at the highest elite level at the Olympics, yes, but almost everything outside of that, who cares? Like the World Championships, Australia defeats the US. How many numbers did the US team have? I think they had about 14 or 12 or 14 more swimmers than Australia had, and they still lost. People don't add that up. The fact that, the US had a team of 52 and Australia had a team of 38, you're not even on the same numbers. It's not even fair on that ratio, and USA wins the team award. I grow tired of nationalism. I think that's the cool thing about Swim League, the cool thing about a pro series. The nationalism goes to one side. You all come in together and you combine these teams, and it's epic. It's like Premier League football. I don't care what country you're from. You play for your team and you win. And then, of course, every 4 years the World Cup comes along. You play for your nation. The Olympics comes along. You play for you compete for your nation. So there's that side of it. And then the other, and then the other side of it, where I'm gonna, and this will be my last rant on this, and call me harsh or whatever. At the Tokyo Olympics, men's 50 freestyle, I'm just a 42-year-old dude, pretty fit. I can swim fairly well. I'd like to think tomorrow I could rock up and go a sub 25 50 free. There were 20 guys at the Olympics that couldn't go sub 25 50 free. That went. And then we go to World Champs last year. There were 32 guys that couldn't go sub 25 seconds for 50 free. And I know they're from, developing nations and places around the world, and that's great. But when are we going to start getting elite at a world championship level and at Olympic level? When are we going to start realizing that, we just want to see the best of the best? That's what people come to see. They don't come to see Heat 10 of the men's 50 freestyle and see people swim at 28 seconds or 29 seconds. You can't turn up to the Tour de France on a BMX bike the day before and say, hey, guys, I want to have a ride. You can't turn up to Wimbledon with your pickleball racket and say, hey, guys, can you fit me in? At some point, you've got to draw the line and say, listen, I'm all for having a world championship qualifying series for developing nations where they can qualify into that. But it just can't be, and then maybe from that world championships, you qualify into the Olympics. But it's just you just can't have a free-for-all. especially when you
like that second
don't-
part of your rant. I think that's the best rant you've had right there. I like that little argument you had, a little pickleball and
But
a BMX bike. I was really into
But just
that.
make it like it's elite. This is elite
Yeah.
stuff. You can't just
Yeah.
turn up a week out. And I get it. They don't have the facilities and stuff, but make a pathway. It's the same with the Football World Cup. We can't just put a team of 11 people together and just be like, okay, guys, that doesn't matter what country you're from. You could be from the smallest country, from the biggest country. You have to qualify to make the World Cup finals. And I think making it more elite at that top level is a big part of, getting this sport strong. And also what is World Aquatics' job? Is it to get more people swimming? And it's the same. What is USA Swimming's job? Is it to make sure less Americans drown? Is it teaching more Americans to swim? What's Swimming Australia's job? Is it to win the most gold medals at the Olympics, or is it to teach kids around Australia how to swim? You need to clarify what you're here for. World Cycling's job is not to teach people around the world to learn how to ride a bike. Why should it be World Aquatics' job to teach kids how to swim? Like, that's a different. Maybe it's an arm of World Aquatics or World Learn to Swim or something. But isn't World Aquatics' job to make the elite level, to make it as good as it possibly can be?
I see your point. I see your point. I like all those points. I
That's a
like
good
where you're
point.
going with it. Let's go to England. What's England think over here?
I've always said what the second point Kurt made there, I think is great, and I've always said something similar. I do get the Olympics is kind of a celebration of the world, but World Championships especially needs to be the fastest guys, and I think it sucks when there's 3 or 4 American swimmers who are quick enough to make the final or make a medal that are just sitting at home. But I also don't think there's not actually a negative from there being 5 slow heats, but there is definitely a negative from the lack of the best swimmers in the world being at meets because they didn't qualify for their team because the 2 per nation rule. I don't know. That's that. That's my fault. But I'd like to see more swimmers. I'd like to see a high level. Yeah.
What about here? Let's go here.
I think if you take out the 2 swimmer rule per country, it would be obviously the big nations, but also you would see the fastest swimmers ever. You might see more world records, you might not. But I think the best point I think, Kurt, you made then was maybe the developing nations go through the qualifying. They have to qualify, or they have to go through some kind of system or hit certain times because they do it in football. You have to qualify to get into the World Cup. So why shouldn't you have to qualify to get into the World Championships? Like the big nations, Australia, USA, we have to hit certain times, right? So I think there has to be a cutoff to modernize. I saw that comment. Modernize swimming and modernize how fast swimming can be. Like, I feel like it's holding itself back. It could be a lot better. Swimming itself is not doing itself justice. So it's a bit of a harder, but I think the worlds will be, I actually think it'll be pretty fast, to be fair.
Tell me, out of the how many did the US name? What was the total that came out yesterday? It was probably, let's say,
I just had it up.
I don't know, let's say it was
25 there was only 3
athletes.
coaches.
Yeah, 3 coaches. Out of the 25 athletes they named, let's just put a number on it, rough number, 25. How many did you know, Kurt? How many were a household name in swimming? How many, when you looked at that 25, how many did you know?
Maybe a handful. It doesn't. Who cares?
19.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter because it's like
doesn't
we're
matter
sending a team of people that no one's even heard of.
But it's sending them to an event that no one's ever heard of. Like I said, it's just an in-season tournament. What's it mean? Like, if Kate Douglas comes out and wins 38 gold medals at this World Championships and just dominates everyone and crushes it, what does it mean? Doesn't mean anything. And if she can't back it up at Paris, it's definitely going to mean nothing. And I'm a big Queen of the Nile fan. Like, she's a swimmer. She has it all, and she could be anything.
No, but it does matter. It only doesn't matter because we're not backing it. It's still a world championship. And if it was a world championship that was backed like the one last year, then you'd say it meant something. The only reason why it doesn't matter is because we're not backing it, either as coaches or swimmers.
Because it shouldn't be backed. Because it's at the wrong time.
Backed. Absolutely. Here's why it should be backed. Because our old thinking is that we can only peak once a year. It's fucking stupid. You can peak multiple times. You should be able to race every weekend. Katinka's done it. Bruno Fratters has been under 22 seconds 100 times, 40 times more than anybody else on planet Earth. And you're telling me that we can't swim fast? He's done it 40 times more than anybody. Katinka Hosu spent years traveling the world, breaking world records in prelims at a Brazilian nationals. I mean, I saw it. I've been there. You can swim fast all year round. Until we change our mindset in swimming as coaches and as swimmers, we're going to get this bullshit where we think we can't go to a world championships and swim fast and then 6 months later swim fast at the Olympics. It's nonsense, Kurt. Nonsense.
I agree. I agree in every regard.
No, I don't. It's too much at stake. It's too much at stake with the Olympics coming, and I get what you're saying, and ISL proved as well that you can just race and race and race.
Who's at stake? But if Ariane goes and wins at this meet, can she not go and win in the Olympics? What, is her training fucked because she had, 1 week of rest? Goes and wins the 400. And then what? The whole plan's out the window. 4 years gone to shit. And she can't, goes 405.
It's an old school mentality.
Gosh, won fucking world records at trials. Then wins at world. Then wins at fucking Canadian age group champs. Then goes and does the junior American champs and goes yards records. Chin Hyang went 57 5 times last year and won the world champs and is the favourite for the Olympics. He's going every... I'm with you, Brett. It's coaches who are scared of making a mistake that are hiding their athletes from this meet. At the end of the day, when there's world championship medal tallies in 10 years' time, this meet will count and people will be on that tally list regardless of whether or not they turned up.
6 months' time, no one is going to give a shit who won in Doha. It's Paris Olympics. That's all they remember. And it's up to the athlete and the coach themselves. If that wasn't part of their plan, it was sprung on them. Like, how much notice did they get that this world is going to be in February? Like, it's
Where was the last World Championships? Where was the last one?
Fukuoka.
I didn't even remember that. You had to remind me of that. Like, I can't remember the last one. So it's like, honestly, like, you know, a world championship is a world championship. In swimming, the Olympics is everything, right? Like, you remember the Olympic champion forever. You know, world champions come and go. We get that, right? That's still going to be very difficult to overcome in swimming, as the Olympic is going to be the pinnacle. But what I'm trying to overcome is this idea of not being able to race multiple times a year and swim fast. That we need to overcome, okay? Not the fact that whether the World Championships means anything.
But be very careful not to victim blame the athletes and the coaches that are choosing not to go because they have a plan. And that plan is success in Paris.
The plan's outdated. Everybody thinks you can't swim fast. And it's been proven. I proved it with Bruno. I did it 100 times. What more proof do you need that somebody can swim fast? Bruno was going to meets and going 21.3, 21.4, 21.5. Boom, 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 boom. Everyone thinks 21.5 is incredible. Bruno would do it on a Wednesday when he had, a bad breakfast. It was just like, it was everyday stuff, you know?
Pull this other one up. Pull this comment up from James here. This one.
Where's James?
James.
It's not that we don't care, but it's the fact that we've had 3 world championships in 3 years. People are tired. People are sick of you've diluted what a world championships is. We're now going to have 4 world championships in 4 years. Like,
why is
we're
it
only
diluted
meant to have them every
year. Yeah, why is it diluted? Why can't you have 2 world champions a year?
I'm excited. I can't wait to see another world champion. Why do I have to wait 2 years? I'm not going to get bored. Growing up, I'd have had one every 6 months. I freaking loved watching swimming. I hated having to wait to get another 2 years. The Commonwealth year used to suck because everyone was slow. I thought Pan Pac. God, Pan Pac was the biggest.
Pan Pac is definitely gone.
There was a B final with Nathan Adrian going 49.5. I wanted the world champs again. I wanted him going 46. God, diluted. God.
Imagine if they had the FIFA World Cup every year. Is that what you want?
I don't care about the FIFA World Cup anyway. I like world champ swimming.
No, the Olympics is every 4 years. The FIFA World Cup's every 4 years.
Yeah.
We've already established that. That's fine.
That's big.
No one's ever going to touch the Olympics as the pinnacle, and that's the one that everyone's going to remember. We get that. But you can have 3 world championships a year if you want, and just every time someone races, they're the new world champion, and then they come back and then the new world champion. That's fine. It's the same as UFC. They'll have a UFC event every month, and someone will get the new UFC crown. And guess what? Now you're UFC champion. Okay, you get knocked out. Now you're UFC champion. You get knocked out. It's just the way it goes. Like that. That's good. And that's what sports are doing these days. They're crowning champions regularly.
That point's great as well. People care about every single Premier League game. It's the opposite of NFL and NBA, where people only care about the playoffs. Every Premier League game is like the final every week, and everyone loves it. It's like everywhere in the UK. It's like the biggest thing ever.
That's where a professional league comes in, and it fills the gap of that 2 years, where I'm a believer that world champs should be every 2 years, and that, that is what it is. But in saying that, Com Games is dead. Maybe world champs has to come to every year.
But if we're talking about how to get the sport better, right? And we're talking about how can we put it in the media more, how can swimmers get more sponsorship, then it's TV time, as in like it's media time. Like more world championships provides more, maybe world records provides more stuff in the media about swimming, right? More exposure. So technically you want it to be bigger and bigger, then maybe, you're talking about swimming. We're talking about swimming again. And then next year we're going to talk about swimming again. So every time that we're talking about swimming, it's getting more exposure. We're getting bigger and bigger, hopefully. So I don't think it's a bad thing about these world championships. Also, I think you have to take into the fact that if you're a swimmer, a world championship is a big thing. A world title is a big thing. Don't ever forget that. Like, even if you say that these ones don't count, or whatever your mind is, whatever your motivation is for these Doha World Championships, if you're a swimmer, it definitely still counts. You're saying it doesn't matter. I think it definitely matters. As a swimmer, past swimmer, if I won a world championship regardless, I would count it. So I think this, if you ask any swimmer going, do they still want to win? Absolutely. Does it mean something to them? Definitely. A world title is a world title.
Would you have gone to this world championships, Megs? Would you have gone?
I probably would have. Yeah. I know Bowleys isn't, but for me, I don't think in Australia, I do not think we get enough competitive competitions. It's once a year if you're lucky. And you're racing. I don't
reckon you would have gone. Hawke would have gone. I don't reckon you would have gone.
I mean, you obviously have to talk, but also I think it's, you can argue the whole events, right? Sprinters, you're not missing out on too much work, as coaches would say, and Hawke, you could probably argue this point, but they'll argue the point that people that aren't going are not in full work at the moment. So,
Kate Douglas is going to go and race 18 times over a week. You tell me that's not good training? You tell me that's not work? You tell me she's not going to get massive benefits from not only working and training, but competing, right? Like, she's getting the full spectrum. She's getting it all. She's getting the competition. She's getting that feeling. And then on top of that, they're going to put multiple gold medals around her neck. That's a good feeling too. Like, Kate Douglas is the winner here. I'm just going to go out there and say, bow down to Kate Douglas. First of all, one of the top swimmers in the world, representing America, proving that she can swim fast anytime she wants, and she's putting her hand up for this meet. I think we should be kissing the feet of Kate Douglas. She's the winner here.
I think you need to hold up on Kate Douglas, because I agree she's the golden child right now, and she's in fantastic form. If she goes to Worlds and crushes and wins 1,000 gold medals and makes $1 million, awesome. But surely the proof, what if she comes to Paris and doesn't fire? Like, do we have to save our judgment until Paris? No?
This is another one of your Summer McIntosh calls here, guys. Listen, I'm sorry. Kate Douglas is going to fire here today, tomorrow, and next week. She's going to fire.
And what's Kate Douglas? And what's Kate Douglas going to win in Paris?
exactly whatever she wants, right? How good is Kate Douglas right now? I told you, I'm bowing down at the feet of Kate Douglas because I'm a big believer in the fact that she's proven she can swim fast, she can win medals, she can win cash, she can sign sponsorship deals, and she can do it any day of the week. She's the new Katinka, and I think it's fantastic. And she's representing America, who has not backed this meet the way they should have backed this meet. And I'm not just saying America, I'm saying Australia too. They're not backing this meet the way they should. And she's out there proving that you can do it.
You're saying that the governing body should have forced the swimmers to go? I'm
saying it's a responsibility of the swimmers, the coaches, and the nation. All three of them have a responsibility in this. I'm not putting any more blame anywhere. The swimmers absolutely have a responsibility. Because listen, we're here complaining that we don't have any sponsorship, we don't have any eyeballs, we don't have any chances to make money. And yet we're not backing these events where Kate Douglas is out there doing this, and she's absolutely proven that she can swim multiple events, swim fast, break records, win cash, win medals, and back up and do it again. I mean, what other proof do we need?
Olympic gold medal.
She'll get it. Sonny, what's she going to win Olympic gold in? Kate Douglas?
200 IM.
200 IM. There we go.
And she'll win the 200 breast if Evgeny is not there. If Evgeny is there, she won't win the 200 breast. If the Russians aren't there, Kate Douglas will win the 2 breast 2 IM.
Whoa!
What about the 100 free? Could she win the 100 free?
No.
What about the relay? 4x1?
I mean, yeah, America. No, Australia. Oh. 4x1 free. Australia are going to win by 7 seconds. The Americans have got like 54s on their team.
So Kate Douglas wins 2 Olympic gold. That's what you're saying?
If Evgeny is not there. If Evgeny is there, Evgeny wins by 7 seconds.
7 seconds?
I don't think she's going to win 200 IM.
I'll tell you one thing about Queen of the Nile. She loves the money. She loves the money.
She'll get DQ'd. She'll do that little back to breast. Freaking right. No, I'm joking. I'm only saying that to wind up Meagen. I'm not.
I think that. Hang on. I think we've got.
I just wanted to wind up Meagen.
Sonny, I think we've got Matt Temple on the line. I think he wants to have a chat with you.
I'm standing by Matt Temple not winning an Olympic medal.
Oh. He just dropped the 50.6 last week.
Yeah, he did another 50 points.
December. He's getting slower. He's on the upward now. He had him 50.3 in December. He'll be 50.9 by trials and 51.2 at the Olympics.
Oh my goodness.
But here's a question though. Here's a question. If you're going to Doha, right, and you are aiming like Kate Douglas and Cam McAvoy, and you are aiming, obviously to get faster, and you want to grab some money at the same time, and then your Olympic campaign doesn't obviously go to plan, and there's, not what you wanted. Do you regret that? As in, do you regret going to Doha? Do you think that's on their mind? Do you think that's a mentality they'll have, or you did everything you could?
I just think it's super backwards if you're already thinking that, and if you begin to think that. If you don't win the Olympics, like, there's a million reasons why you've not won the Olympics. Like, if they go a PB and don't win the Olympics because someone else goes faster, are they going to be upset because they only went a 0.2 PB? Or if they went miles off there, like, there's a million reasons. Like, the Olympics is the Olympics. Are you headstrong enough? I think they're mad if they think that. And I think it's a coaching problem. I think the coaches are too scared to take their athletes to this meet for psychological reasons, for preparation reasons, and every other reason in between. And I think coaches are archaic in this sport, and I think that's the issue that I think Brett's making a big campaign against at the moment. And I really think that's the reason why we can't go to this meet. The thing is, it's not normal. It's normal to go and do Mare Nostrum in March and April in the Olympic year. That's normal. We can go and do 3 meets over 2 weeks in April and March, but we cannot, under no circumstances, go to an international meet in February because we've never done that before. Like, it's just what we know. It's like a template that's 30 years old and stupid.
What about this question?
Okay.
So here's Cam McAvoy's going, right? So Cam McAvoy's come out. He started this new sprint program. He's had success, and he's gone on. He's won a world title, and now he feels like, he's validated, and he's got this kind of monkey off his back. He's won a world title. He's gone back to training. He understands the program now, and he's doing it better than he did it the first time round, and he's got more confidence. He's hitting things in practice that are better than what he did the previous season. The previous season, he won a world title and went 21 flat. Now he's got more confidence. He's more relaxed. He's got more belief, and he's training better, and he's going faster. And he's stated this all along in his social media. So now we're at a point we have to start to question, is he going to break the world record in Doha? If he went 21 flat at the last World Championships, was only a 10th off the world record, does he now get the world record? Doha?
I'm going to answer yes. I actually made a mistake. You put a poll on this when the world record goes, and I put later in the year, and I meant to put February, because I think what Cam's done on two levels is the training methodology is brilliant, but I think the methodology allows a technical development that is way more important. If you're actually into freestyle and sprint swimming, go and watch any of the reels that both Brett and Cam have put up. His stroke is unbelievably improved to what anyone has ever done. This is the same level of jump, in my opinion, to what Adam Peaty done to breaststroke. I think the world record's going absolutely miles down. I think he's swimming in such a different way. He's the first person that is getting leverage with their head and their body, not from putting propulsion on the front of their stroke, but how their body position is in the water, and he's aquaplaning. He's going miles under the world record this year.
All right, Green Monster, what do you think?
I'm going to agree with you guys. This is where I'm going to agree with you guys. Does Cam get it? He might, maybe. He's 50-50 chance of getting it. If not there, then if not at trials, then he's going to get 3 big hits at it, isn't he? He's going to get Doha, he's going to get Olympic trials, and he's going to get Olympics itself. What I don't understand about swimming, you guys make awesome points about it. You spun me around. I'm sick of the training. I want to see racing. Tennis players, they're on tour all the time, competing. NBA players, they're competing all the time. You've sold me. I want to see racing, and that's what Swim League did. It gave the opportunity for the swimmers to swim and race into fitness. I don't know another sport in the world where the training to racing ratio is so out of whack. It is you're all over it. It's too far out of whack. Too much. But yeah, that's you've won me around. I want to see more racing. Bring it. I'm sick of seeing
Kurt also now wants to see slower swimmers at the Olympics. He wants 25 points, 27 points. He wants 40 points. He wants everyone to go. He wants 300 heats.
That was a good question.
All I had to do, Kurt, was just scream at you for 5 minutes about this, and I flipped you around.
No,
I think he made some really good points.
I thought about it during Swim League as well, and when we were seeing the times that they were producing at Swim League off just the back of racing all the time. And this is a reason why we need a pro season, a pro series, pro teams, and it's a race. It's just you're just racing. You're on tour. You're racing every weekend. Your training is just maintenance. You keep it ticking over, and it's just eyeballs on screen. And like you said, change that mentality. You've convinced me. I'm on board. Look, more racing, less training.
The reason why I'm so strong about this is because we went out and proved it, right? Bruno failed in some respects at the Rio Olympics. And what we came to realize is we just weren't race ready. You know, we were trained to swim fast, and we had a lot of confidence based on our training to go into Rio. But we weren't race ready, and the man finished 6th, and it was a disappointment for us. And so we came back from that and said, you know what? For the next 4 years, we are going to race. And if you look at Bruno from Rio to Tokyo, when he finally gets on the podium at the Olympic Games, he raced and raced and raced and raced and raced. And I'm telling you, the man's confidence was through the roof. When he stood on the blocks in Tokyo, right, even though Dressel out on the day was the better swimmer than him, he had the belief and the confidence that he was getting on the podium that day. So it makes a massive difference. I'm telling you, we've proven it. And we looked at Katinka. We looked at what she was doing. And we took from one of the greatest middle distance swimmers of all time and said, what is that girl doing that we can't do? And look at the confidence she had. Katinka would walk around the pool deck like she owned the place, and deservedly so. And that's kind of what Kate Douglas is doing these days. I'm sure she's walking around like, and the girls are looking at her like, man, I can't beat her. I can't hang with her. It's just, you develop this mentality and it spreads. And listen, we've just got it wrong in swimming. We have got it wrong. To think that we can't swim fast multiple times a year is just, it's wrong, and it's been proven wrong. Megs?
I think that's a really good point. With Katinka, is she was middle distance and she did swim 400 IM as well. So it's not just the sprinters that you were talking about. Because I remember going to some World Cups and I was like, far out, like she is swimming absolutely everything. She wasn't just swimming, the sprint events. But if you, like you said, Brett, the last point I think was the best. If you can't swim multiple times in a year, something is wrong. And if you can't swim at least three times, right? So it'd be Doha, trials, and then obviously Olympics. It's only 3 times. We're not asking 10. So I think it's definitely that mentality is got to get better in swimming. Otherwise, we're just still dinosaurs, right? We're still doing what.
But what have we got this year?
It's been.
We've got 3 World Cups, 3 meets, 3 World Cup meets.
Go to them all. Go to every one of them. Go to the World Championships, go to the Olympic Games, go to the World Cups, go to trials. I mean, when you look at that calendar, now you've got 15 races you can go and go and just.
Still not enough, though, is it? At the end of the day, like you need a season. They need to get their act together.
I think Olympic year might be a bit different.
It's not enough, you're right. Yeah, which is why I'm thankful for the World Aquatics for putting the World Championships on. I want another world title. I want it to be supported, though.
The peak of it, love it or hate it, is the Olympics. Off the back of that Olympics, you've got to be straight into the Pro Series. Do you need to take that momentum off the Olympics that everyone outside the sport gets a sneak preview and be like, oh, yeah, P.S. in a month or in 2 weeks' time off the back of Paris, when the Olympics is over, we're on a, 16-leg World Cup series around the world, and the winners get X amount of money, and they qualify for this, and they win this or whatever it is. And then...
Hey, Sonny, question for you, Sonny, then. Sonny, is Sarah Sostrom a millionaire based on prize money?
I mean, yeah, if you do the math, she must be, right?
Exactly. Sarah Sostrom. Okay, another one. Is Katinka Hosu a millionaire based on prize money?
100%, yeah.
She has
You've
to
got
be.
2 females who are millionaires based on prize money. I have no doubt in my mind they've won over $1 million in prize money in their career. And what do? They race and race and race.
But also, that made them way more commercially sort of sponsorable or whatever because they were everywhere. Like, do you want to sponsor the person that wins once every 4 years, or do you want to sponsor the person that wins the World Cup Tour, wins the Mare Nostrum Tour, wins the national championships, goes over here and wins the Pro Series titles, like wins everything ISL? That they were so sponsorable. So they not only were smashing the income from prize money, but they were also getting sponsored left, right, and center. It's like the more in it you are, the more like go and win this Doha World Championships. You'll get a sponsor. Do you want to get sponsored and start making some money as a swimmer? Go win a world title. Oh wait, you're not going to go to World Champs. Okay, you can't get a sponsor or a world title or prize money. Coaches are so obsessed with the original journey. They're not actually letting their swimmers stay in the sport long enough by letting them actually make money, which is, again, what Brett's making as a point here.
But yeah, there's absolutely money out there. It's been proven there's money out there.
Force them out of this archaic model. And the only way you're going to force them out is if it gets created. You need to create something. And you need to unite. I hear Mare Nostrum, I go on SwimSwim and they're like this obscure meet here and Mare Nostrum here and this meet in Japan Open meet here. Braveheart, unite the clans. Unite all these meets. Unite this. Create it. Create the world tour. Create what it is. Major League Swimming. Get me 16 legs where swimmers are on TV, 16 weekends in a row. Bang, 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 bang. Get the prize money. Ditch the artistic swimming. Let's get it going. I also just want to, and I'm going to have another rant here about the Olympics, and it kills me. It absolutely kills me. I hate that the Olympics are the pinnacle of our sport. I hate it. It's modern day slavery, what the Olympics is for these swimmers and the way they're treated. They get no money to go. Plus, if you're an Australian team member, you even get more disrespected. Now you're into the village, 48 hours after the last swim, they kick you out of the village. You're gone. Thanks for coming. See you later. Have a nice life. Oh, but I want to stay for the closing ceremony because I missed the opening ceremony because, I had to concentrate on my events. Oh, no. Well, you're going to have to pay for your own accommodation in Paris for the next week if you want to attend the closing ceremony. But then all means you can come. I want to go see my friend who's a cyclist compete at the velodrome. No, sorry. We don't give away
buy your own
more free entries. Yeah, buy your own tickets. Like, What are you talking about? You need, like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous what the Olympics.
Yeah, I
have
heard
become
this. When was
for
this
these
announced,
athletes.
Kurt? I saw someone told me about this, but I haven't seen it. When was this?
I'm not
actually
finished with
announced?
that either. And we haven't even spoken about the funding that if you win medals at the Olympics as an Australian, you'll get $20,000 for a gold, but only if you don't retire afterwards. So if you don't show your intentions of swimming for the next 18 months, no, sorry, no money for you. You get none of that either. Like, what?
But you only get $20,000 for one gold medal. If you win 4, like Emma McKeon did, you don't get $80,000. No, you only get 1. So you only get the money for 1 gold medal, which
really?
I think is even more outrageous. Yeah.
Say, what about
Well,
Semi
you know
Short?
why? Because they don't have any sponsors.
Freestyle. Say Semi Short wins the 1500 freestyle in Paris on the last night. Imagine getting the tap on the shoulder 48 hours later. Sammy, mate,
You're
get
out.
out of the village. We got breakdancers coming in here, man. You've got to get out. Like, we got some serious athletes coming in. Like, leave me alone.
Here's the thing again, Kurt. Here's the thing, right? Like, we're sitting there waiting for somebody else to dictate our future, and this is where I've taken control. Sonny's taken control of his own life. We were sitting around waiting for someone to sponsor us or give us a code, a coupon code or whatever. We were waiting for someone to do something for us. And what we've done as entrepreneurs, we've gone out and said, you know what? We're doing it ourselves because it's possible. It's available. You can do it. You've just got to work hard at it. The swimmers have an opportunity, which has been proven by the likes of Sarah Sostrom, Bruno Fratis, and multiple others, that you can go out and win $1 million worth of prize money. Stop waiting around for someone to say, hey, you won a gold medal, I'm going to give you $20,000. You know what? Screw it. I'm not waiting for you. I'm going to go and I'm going to swim at every damn competition in the world. I'm going to gather up all the money I can gather up. I don't care what my coach says about me peaking once a year. I'm going to prove that I can peak multiple times a year, and I'm going to make $1 million. You can do it as a swimmer. You can. Do it. So stop.
I'd like to see a
we
lot.
play this blame game. We're waiting for someone. We're blaming other people. We're waiting for the national bodies. We're waiting for a sponsor. Go and do it. Just
I'd
go
like to
and
see
do
the
it.
swimmers have a lockout. I'd like to see the swimmers lock out, protest, and be like, you know what, World Aquatics is not good enough. 3-leg World Cup, not good enough. We're not being a part of this. We're not doing it. And they need to get together and work with the governing body to create something. Otherwise, it's going to die. They have to create it. You've got to get that top 30, 40 swimmers in the world together in a room to nut this out, because it's just no way going forward.
What of them 30 or 40 swimmers even went to the last World Cup? Katie Ledecky went to 1 leg. She didn't care about going to all 3. Like, Caleb Dressel's never done a World Cup in his life. Michael Phelps probably done 2 or 3 at tops over a swimming career that spanned 15 years. Like, why are they getting together to ask for more World Cups when they don't even go to them? The World Cups is kind of like it's a couple of the top guys, and it's normally the next echelon who want to go and win some money. You know, it was always
the
people
World
like
Cup's an
Katinka
example
Brad
of.
and
I'm just
Vlad
saying
that
of
wanted
what
to go.
of a professional league is what I'm saying. Is they need to get together. They need to be the change to create. They can't rely, like Hawke said, you can't rely on a Constantine to bring, you know, his money in to create something. They need to create it from the inside out with their management and their team. Like, if they want to be the change they see in the sport, be the change. It's got to start from within. It's got to start with a rebellion from the top tier swimmers to want to create it.
There was like a union at one point. I think it was led by. Who was it led by? Katinka? I don't remember. There was a union around the last ISL that kind of was trying to do all of that. But
Matt Biondi.
What?
Matt Biondi.
Was it Matt Biondi who led it?
Yeah, he was the head of the union.
Yeah, there we go.
I thought you were joking.
No, serious.
First of all, nothing really come of that, right, Brett? Like,
yeah, Matt made some money from the ISL. He was the head of the union, but he was representing the athletes, and he was getting paid by ISL. That's a fact.
The other thing as well, there's this quote from Oscar Wilde. There's only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that's not being talked about.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're talking about it means we care. And I'm sick of seeing World Aquatics or whoever getting butthurt because we care about the sport and we want to see it move forward, whether it be USA Swimming or Swimming Australia. We love this sport. We want to see it on Netflix every weekend for 16 weekends a year, and we want to see the Olympics. We want to see the best of the best. We only want
who's we? When you say
sport.
we, who's we?
Well, I'm assuming the swimming community.
No, because they don't. They don't. Coaches don't want that, and swimmers don't want that. So stop saying we. You and me might want that, but we're not in swimming. We're just on the outside talking about it. Coaches don't want it because they don't support it, and swimmers don't want it because they don't support it. They fantasize about it. They pretend they want it, but they don't actually do anything about it. They're not supporting the World Championships. If you wanted it to be on Netflix and you want people to give a shit, then you have to give a shit. Go to the World Championships and compete. Go and race multiple times a year. Everybody should have the mentality of Sarah Sostrom and Bruno Fratis and Katinka Hoshuk. Every swimmer in the world should have that idea in their head. And yet here we are pointing fingers and saying what we want, but we don't do anything about it. We don't make any changes in our training. We don't adjust our lifestyle to go and race around the world. We don't want it. So let's stop pretending that we actually want that, because we're not prepared to do anything about it. There's my rant. How about that?
Boom. I think at the end of the day, you have to realize swimming is an individual sport, right? So the individuals are going to do what they want to do. If they want to go and make money and be a millionaire, they're going to do that. If they're going to go and if their number one thing is to win an Olympic gold medal at the Olympics, they are going to choose that. So like you said, it's not it's the swimmers and, some of the coaches that are still probably dinosaurs. So I think it's, it is about the swimmers, and I think that they're always going to choose what they want to do. If they want to make lots of money, they'll go racing. And we've seen it, Sarah Sostrom. We've seen all of those guys. So
we need people like that to
individual.
do a speaking world tour or come on podcasts and scream to the heavens about how they did it. I would love to get Katinka on the podcast. But just, Katinka, how did you come up with this? Was it your crazy ex-husband? What was it that made you travel the world?
Let's get her on there.
And win millions of dollars so that we can learn from you, because it's been done and we're not. She
moneyballed the market. She was the original Moneyball. She saw there was a problem in the market, which was everyone loves training, nobody loves racing. Here's all this money on World Cups. I'm just going to race. And she just did it all. And then she got so good at it that everyone else was like, well, I can't be Katinka, so I'm not going. And so then they had to change the rules for her. So that she couldn't win it all in the end. So that's how good she was at it. She was proper moneyballing. So good on her.
And if you ask some of the swimmers, what do they want most out of the sport, right? Money, probably. Money, Olympics, they want sponsorships, which bring money. They don't want.
I mean, maybe a different insight, but I don't think anyone gets into swimming for money, and I don't think people want money until they realize they need money. Like at one point, it might be like we need sponsorship because we can't afford to keep swimming. Like the little stipend we get from the governing body isn't funding my 20 hours of training a week, a place to live, the food, everything else I need. But no, it's what Jerome says. They want gold medals. Like very few people get into the sport for money. I mean, if anyone's out there listening to this and they want to swim because they want to make money, then you're probably better off going to make money somewhere else, because not many people are coming out of this super.
Not getting into, you don't get into the sport for obviously money. But when you're at the top, say you're at the top, you're the top 8 or top 10 in the world, and you want to get better. Obviously, you want to win gold medals as well, but also like you get all this product thrown at you, but product doesn't pay the bills, right? So if you can go to a world championships and if you get third, second, whatever you get, and make money, that's a bonus, right? So I think, if you want to go to World Cups, they're also offering big money. So I think that's that's probably what swimmers maybe should be focusing on more.
Question for you guys and maybe the people out here listening to us. And I appreciate all the comments, by the way. We're throwing them up every now and then, but a lot of good stuff. I'm reading tons of stuff. This one just came in, I love it. Just keep them coming. Listen, here's a serious question. How many world championship individual gold and how many Olympic individual gold did Vladimir Morozov win?
I want to say 12 world championships and
Individual gold. How much did he win?
Including short
6.
course.
No, forget the short course. Let's just go long course.
No, zero.
Zero. Yeah, the answer is 0. Right, I already knew the answer. How much prize money do you think over the course of his career did Vladimir Morozov win?
Couple of million.
Exactly. That's the answer. It's 0 and a couple of million. Okay? 0 and a couple of million. So we sit here and say, oh, swimmers only care about gold medals. Vladimir Morozov's a millionaire. Never won a world championship individual gold. Never won an Olympic gold. Okay? A millionaire in swimming because he had the mentality that I'm going to go race all the time and collect all the cash.
I think it's very individual as well. Like someone would rather a gold medal from the Olympics than $1 million. I don't know. Very individual.
No, but swimming's also fractured towards money for short course swimmers compared to. There's way more money in short course swimming than there is in long course. No.
Yes,
prize money.
I don't think Vlad sat there and thought I could win an Olympic gold, but I'm just going to make a load of money. I think he realized I might probably not win an Olympic gold, so I'm just going to make a load of money. I don't think they're exclusive mutually. I don't think him making a load of money got in the way of his Olympic gold. I just don't think he ever was good enough for an Olympic gold, being blunt, but he was absolutely good enough to make millions. And that goes back to what I wanted to say. If people want money, if you want to make money from swimming and you're good, if you're ranked 4th to 20th in the world, why are you not going to the World Championships in Doha? In fact, if you're ranked 2nd to 20th in the world, why are you not going to the World Championships in Doha?
Absolutely.
And unless you're someone who's ranked 1st in the world and is on a sponsor with Speedo or Tier or Arena worth $20 million over a 5-year period, like a few people are on, then why are you not going to Doha for World Championships where there's money to be won?
You know who's number 1 in the world and pretty much has the only chance?
Super Dragon
record. Cam McAvoy, baby.
Yeah. I don't think Chin's going, Megs. I don't think Chin's going. Pan is going to Doha.
Pan's going. Yeah.
Chin?
Petey's going, but Chin's not going.
Petey's going. Okay.
Petey's going?
Yeah, Petey's going.
Ooh,
yeah.
Petey looks good, by the way. You seen him lately?
Yeah, he looks real good. He looks like an animal.
Hey, he looks good again. He's all ripped up.
Yeah.
We'll do some content with Petey while we're there.
He'll be swimming fast.
Yeah, we'll get a little content.
I think what I love about this group, what I love about Inside, we're not afraid. You're not afraid to call stuff out, to offend people, to say things, to say some uncomfortable truths that the swimming world doesn't want to hear or just blatantly ignores altogether. These are home truths that have to be said, and these discussions need to go around. They need to be on to get this conversation moving forward and some action moving forward. It starts right here. And as I touched on before, like we say it because we love it. We love it. We love the sport. We want to see it go forward. We see it dying right in front of our eyes. We want to save it. So it's almost like, Tom Cruise style, help me, help you. Help me, help you. Like, we can do this. It's here. Swim League proved it can work. Like, we can do this. We just need everyone on the same hymn sheet. And, the sky's the limit. That's the frustrating thing about this sport we love
Nate's
so
going
much.
to cut that. Nate's putting a video to that. You know that, right?
I don't know.
Jerry
Maguire.
I love that you've come
Jerry
around, Kurt,
Maguire.
that you support Doha. I love that you've come around.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
And I think it just stems back to that ratio of training to racing. It's insane. It's insane how much they train in swimming compared to how much they race. It's the proportion is upside down. It's broken. I remember seeing Ryan Lochte race at a World Champs, maybe 2011, something. He swam lights out. He was killing it. He got out of the pool.
2011 was his best meet.
And he's first. He's in the interview. He says, "I can't wait to get back into training." It's just one of these dudes. He just loved training. He loved it. He loves it. He loves to train. But surely most swimmers out there they love racing more than training. Surely. No?
I mean, you would think so. Look, ultimately, your training is based around your coach's philosophy, right? Like, you're going to go to a coach, and the coach is going to dictate the plan. And most coaches are still stuck in the idea that you can't race fast all year round. They think that swimming is a 2-event, year where you taper and rest and drop malt in time. It's like we're just stuck. Swimming is stuck, which is why I'm ranting and raving about the sprint revolution right now. But it's a mindset that needs to shift, and it's not just about training philosophy. It's also about racing philosophy. Again, I go back to Bruno, where we made this shift, and then he destroyed everyone on the world scene. There wasn't anyone who would go to any meet and stood next to Bruno at any point in the season and thought, I can beat this guy, because he was just pounding out 21s like it was his job. So, and that's the mentality. It can happen. It's been proven. And again, I've explained multiple swimmers have done this. So it's like, until we make this shift in the coach's mentality, where we think we can't swim fast, then it's never really going to shift with the athlete's mentality either.
I think also sprinters to one side, sprint revolution to one side. I think you make the great examples with Hozu. I think another great example last season was even with Dan Whiffen, when he races in Germany, then he comes to Romania, races like all those other like 400s and 1500s before, and then races the 800 and gets the world record after all that racing load in the last 2 weeks. So this is not a sprint thing. This can happen from distance all the way, all the way up, all the way down the ladder.
Yep. And until we get people like that to prove it, continue to do this. Is Dan Whiffen going to Doha?
Yeah, he's going.
Hell yeah.
Of course he
Money.
is. Of course he
Money.
is. Yeah, loves it. We'll get him on some content. Yeah, of course we will. Sonny, what else?
Awesome. Like these are the kind of conversations I love. This is what it's awesome. I love it. I love it.
What about the den that Megs is in right now? Where's this den?
It's not a den.
It looks cold in Azerbaijan.
I know, but it's honestly, I just said to like my boyfriend before, I said, I need a better backdrop, but this is the best lighting. So I really got to kind of rearrange my whole thing.
I like it. It looks
I
like
tried to get I got nice plants and everything, but this is the background. So I need to get a cool pic or something on the back wall. Maybe I'll hang up like my Olympic flag or something.
Come do some Masters relays with us and get one of these certificates. You can get one of these world record certificates.
I did look at that, but I was very distracted, Sonny, by your plant. It needs some water. Please take out those dead things, and please just give it some water. Give it some love, mate, like you do your world record. Come on.
It's water bottles empty, look.
Yeah, it's very empty.
It's teasing. It's teasing the plant,
cute.
It's like,
got some
this is what you used
other
to
news
have.
overnight. Emma McKeon won Young Australian of the Year overnight.
Huge,
cool.
yeah. That's
Emma
pretty
McKeon
big.
won Young Australian of the Year. How young is she?
Yeah.
She's still young. She's 28.
Well, how do they classify young? Is it like 40 and under?
I think it's under 30. I think it's under 30.
Under 30.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
But
she's
gave a lovely speech, and for someone like Emma, who, she's not an extrovert by any means. She lets her work do the talking, and for her to achieve what she's achieved over such a long period in her career, and still going, and still a chance, obviously a big chance there for Paris, to get that recognition for her is it's cool. In a world of extroverts and Nick Kyrgioses and Conor McGregor's, it's nice to see someone nice that just does their work and lets their results do the talking, get rewarded. So stoked for her.
Yeah, it was big. It's big in Australia.
All right, this has been fun. I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it all.
Really good chats.
We've been going. A lot of rants
Yeah, it was
today.
passionate. It was passionate. It was good.
It's
This is
good.
my therapy
It means
session.
we care, though. We care a lot. It's good.
Yeah. Sonny, we're going to be rooming together in a couple of weeks, mate.
Yeah, Doha.
Bert and Ernie.
We're going to do content.
It's going to be a great meet. I'm quite excited. I think Kurt's question earlier was great. How many swims at this World Championships will be quicker than last year's World Championships? I'm curious. I think there'll be a couple. As we was doing this, I went through the men's side, and it was a freaking fast meet. But the women's side, I think, like the women's 100 breaststroke, I think that can be quicker there. And I reckon maybe a couple of relays as well. GB are going to have a pretty fierce 4x1. I don't know. I'll be curious. My prediction is there's going to be 4 swims quicker than last year's World.
Four. Put that down. Megs, how many?
I'm going to say 3.
3, okay.
Can you specify the 3, or is it just a random number?
Well, okay, wait. 3, like 3 individual, or 3 including the relay?
No mixed relays. We don't care.
No relays. Yeah, no. I think 3 individuals. I think they're going to come from the men's side, not the women's.
Okay.
I don't think the women's as fast. this year.
Kurt, what's your prediction for your own question?
2.
2.
McAvoy, world record. And whatever Douglas wants to do in that 200 breaststroke, it's going to be quick. It's going to be real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, good one. I like it. Here's my prediction. My prediction is Cam breaks the world record. Sonny and I are in the stands. We go shirtless. We chug a beer. They put it on the big screen, and Doha just goes mental.
T-shirt.
We both
Taylor
get
Swift
arrested.
gives you a phone call.
In Doha. Beer is absolutely not allowed. Me and Brett
both
are
get
absolutely
arrested.
in jail.
Yeah, prediction. That's a
For
fair
public
prediction.
nudity and drinking. Double,
And then we find out. And then we find out it's non-alcoholic beer.
I want to see
Yeah.
it. I want to see that for sure.
Oh, we're going big screen,
Absolutely.
Sonny. We're going shirtless. We're going chugging beers, breaking world records. It's going to be an epic world
Are you
championship.
gonna
This
wear
is going to be the
cap?
world
Like, maybe
championships
the
that
cap
everybody remembers.
Rules.
It's going to be the 20-point
Revolution
world
cap.
cap. It is. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
We're going to
Yeah.
do a World Championship broadcast from Heath, maybe?
Yeah, we'll go live. Sonny and I will go live from there. We'll bring you in, and we'll do it. We'll
Gotta
do it live.
something.
Yeah, Doha.
Yeah,
Shit,
Doha.
Brittany.
Sonny and I might even ride camels while we're out there. What do you think, Sonny?
Holy moly.
I think you'd be better off on the dune buggies. They rock the dune buggies there in Doha.
We'll go explore the desert. Yeah.
Mate, you won't get a camel inside the swimming venue.
No. We'll go desert. We'll go desert camels, and we'll put the equipment on that need. We'll put a GoPro up top, and we'll go desert camel riding.
See how
That's what
fast
we're
those camels can go. See if they're in the sprint revolution.
I have a camel race. How about that, Sonny?
Yeah.
I'll give you a little race on the camel. They're-
Okay.
Well, I've rode a camel before. They're really like, ooh. You're like really jerky on them.
Show me that again. Can you?
I can't do repeats, unfortunately, Brett.
That was so naughty.
Yeah, how quickly we descend.
All right, we're out of here. See you guys. Doha's next.